We had a very, very bloody New Year in Istanbul. At least 39 people were killed in a nightclub attack. The initial report said that there was somebody who was dressed as Santa who started massacring people. Now, I was waiting afterwards for Erdogan to do what he always does, which is blame the Kurds or blame the Gulenists. To this point, I don't know who they're blaming, if they're blaming anybody. But it certainly appears to me like this is an ISIS attack or a jihadist attack. So this is something that's been on the uptick recently. Now understand, a lot of this is related to the fact that they just took a significant blow. The jihadist movement just took a significant blow in Syria. So you had the Syrian government take back key areas from ISIS, al-Nusra, al-Qaeda, and, different factions of jihadist groups in the region. And they did mass executions. And what's crazy is that in the U.S., the media narrative was almost the exact opposite. They've been cheering the so-called moderate rebels and bemoaning the Syrian government and Assad, leaving out the most basic facts. I mean, we don't even need to get into it right now, but you have, on the side of the Syrian government, it's majority Sunni, but you also have Shias in there. You have Christians. So you have a secular socialist state with a very mixed army. And they were celebrating Christmas in government-held areas. How's that going in rebel-held areas? Oh, there's no celebrating that because they're all fundamentalist Sunnis. They're all, Salafists. So they're jihadists as part of the rebel movement. But in the U.S., the media narrative flipped. But since the Syrian government has beaten back this insurgency, now they're turning to domestic terror. They're losing territory in the Middle East, in Iraq too. So now they're moving to domestic terror. So now what's been happening, you had not only this massive, massive attack in Istanbul, but you also had, get this, in Iraq, 5 bombs over the weekend. 5. 64 people dead. And ISIS is taking responsibility and they say, oh, we were targeting Shias. We were targeting Shia areas. Look, there is a massive, gigantic, fundamentalist, Wahhabi, Sunni insurgency against Shias. And it's happening all the time. We've covered in the past year and a half, 2 years, we've covered countless attacks against Shias all over the Middle East, where the whole point is these Wahhabi lunatics say they're not the right kind of Muslim. By the way, 8 out of 10 Islamic extremist terror attacks are targeted against other Muslims. Because according to these Wahhabi maniacs, nobody's Muslim enough. Unless you agree exactly with their extreme ultra-conservative interpretation, you're not Muslim enough. So if you're a moderate Sunni, you're not Muslim enough. If you're a Shia, they don't even consider you Muslim. They think you're an apostate. They think, obviously, infidels, Jews, forget about it, Christians, they'll kill you. So what we're looking at is the jihadists against the world. So it's not as simple as there are many right-wingers who try to portray it as Muslim versus non-Muslim. No. Like I just said, 8 out of 10 of the victims of these terror attacks are Muslims. So it's the Wahhabi lunatics, the jihadists, against everybody. And specifically, they are cracking down right now on Shias. And I think you're going to see an uptick in these kind of domestic attacks when they face more and more defeats on the battlefield in Iraq and Syria. So as that movement gets less and less, and they lose their territory, they get desperate and they say, let's go attack France, let's go attack Germany, let's go attack the US, let's go attack Iraq in a terror-style attack. So it's a very, very sad thing to witness. And it's a hard thing because how do you fight it? So obviously we can't leave all this gigantic territory to them, right? So you're going to have the Syrian army and people in the region, whoever it may be, Kurds, Alawites, you name it. they have to pick up weapons, moderate Sunnis, and fight back against them. We all support that. Somebody's got to fight ISIS. I don't think we should do it because we haven't been good at it, and we've wasted so much money trying it, and we've created more terrorists. So let them go ahead and take care of it. But after you defeat them in the battlefield, well, then you're going to get more domestic terror attacks. So it's a lose-lose. So it's a hard thing. The best thing you can hope for is you defeat them in the battlefield, and then you have vigilant police work in all these respective states. And you try to do the right thing and try to follow the evidence and keep your eyes on the right people and prevent as many attacks as possible. That's the best we could hope for. But make no mistake about it, they're going buck wild right now. And these Shias in the Middle East are being targeted, and they're being targeted specifically. So look out to everybody because we're in their crosshairs.